Hey everyone, welcome back to the Sims 4 Bachelor's Challenge. In the last episode, the drama was already started with Toby here and Kenton. Kenton had started on Toby after he felt like he was not um, given the opportunity to go on the group date or the one-on-one. Toby got chose for the one-on-one, but we also had an elimination of our first elimination, which means we definitely are starting to get to the point of finding his forever love. And by his, I mean Colton's. So, in this episode, things are going to be a little bit different. We do have a double date, or we do have a group date and a one-on-one date as well, but we also will be going by love this time. And so Colton does want to sit there and have a little bit of talk with each of everybody. Right now he's gonna talk a little bit with Fiona, and get to know her a little bit better than what he already does, because he doesn't feel like that they really had enough time to talk. Um, in the last episode, I mean, they did obviously talk, but they didn't have enough time to talk, so they're kind of getting to know each other a little bit now. Another one that he wants to get to know a little bit better is Kenton and Ava, and because I think he knows Toby really good right now, more than the others. Um, and Queenie as well, which he needs to get to know a little bit better as well. So these guys are just kind of having a chit chat right now and getting to know each other. Um, and so tomorrow morning, because it's really late here in Sims World here, but tomorrow morning will be the group date, and I think Colton's gonna really thinking about who he wants to take along with him for the group date. Um, So, I think these guys are just going to head off to bed for now, and Colton is going to um, get to know some of these guys. So, these guys are going to head off to bed now. So, I believe this is the boys' room. I think it is. Anyways, yes. So, Toby's heading off to bed because he's already falling on the ground, but these guys are hanging around up, getting to know each other a little bit better, which is good because they're definitely going to need to know each other, or they could end up being eliminated in this. Um, so, I think it's time for everybody to head to bed, and then we'll pick this up in the morning. Okay, so everybody's starting to get up now. And Colton has made his decision on who he wants to go on the one-on-one date with. Um, but he is going to go check on the guys real quick because of the fact that he wants to make sure that there's not going to be an issue with them, because there was an issue last time that they went on a date. Um, and the person he wants to go on a one-on-one date with is Queenie, so I'm trying to stop her from eating the grand breakfast that Chris made, because they are going to go to dinner. Or go to, like, um, together. So, ask on a date. Because I did, while I was late, I did get everybody to have a little bit of romance with him, so that everybody is capable of advancing, as you can see right here. So everybody has a little bit of romance, at least, with him. Um, so, Queenie, do not eat that real quick, because we are going to head out for a date. But everybody else is sticking back here, because this is the one-on-one date. He wants to take Queenie out on a date and see what Queenie says. I think she actually told him no. That's definitely not the best thing. Maybe there's a reason behind it, but we'll have to wait and see. So, Colton's not, like, he doesn't know how to feel. So, I guess he's just gonna go to the restroom, and then I guess he's gonna go to his next person he wants to see, and that is Fiona. So, he is going to go a little bit and, like, talk with Fiona a little bit, and then she might not eat much because she just ate, but still. I don't know why it's doing that. Because they do have love for each other. Maybe it's just not high enough. But anyways, he is going to go ahead and take Fiona on the date. So, I'll see you guys when we get there. Okay, so we're here at the restaurant now. These guys are going to sit and talk for a little bit. They are also going to order for the table, so. They're just going to get to know each other a little bit better and just kind of have a good time. Just one-on-one good time. Okay, so they're going to get some wine. I kind of figured that that'll probably be best for them. Actually going to get them the love potion. Help out with their romance a little bit. For him, I think he might order, like, a pretty thing. How about some garlic noodles for him? For her, since she did eat breakfast already, I was kind of thinking maybe she would just order a dessert, which is fine. She can have banana cream pie. She's gonna ask him, like, how he feels, if he has any like regrets doing stuff, like getting to know him a little bit better, ask him about his childhood and all that. So she's like, so how, like, what's your stance on kids? Because she said, I have never told anybody this, but I do have a son, and I don't want to kind of like push you into something that you might not be ready for. And he's like, listen, I've always wanted kids, truthfully. And he's like, so what made you want to do the show? And she's like, I think that it was more so like I was tired of being alone. Like, I'm tired of being by myself. I had not the best relationship with my son's father, and he was never really a part of my son's life. I've kind of raised him up where he is, and I I really wanted to get out there and try to find someone. And when I heard about um doing this, I did have some second thoughts, be honest with you, but I honestly feel like it could be the right thing for me. Like, I honestly think that now that I really did starting to get to know you, I would rather um have done this than to not. And so things are definitely getting flirty for these guys. Um, I'm kind of thinking maybe they would try for a kiss. Like, this would be the first time Colton kissed anybody in this series. Um, so I think that's good, though, honestly. So apparently, I mean, this is their table, but apparently they've decided that they're sitting here. Um, so they're just enjoying their food right now, just kind of relaxing and kind of just like feeling things out. And she's like, so, what made you want to do this? Like, and be out there and so open about, like, your sexuality, that you are bisexual, which she said, obviously, I have no problem with, but she said, what made you want to do something like this? And he's like, I've tried to, um, I've tried to be out there before. I've dated both men and women, and it never really stemmed into anything serious. And I think it's just time for me that I wanted to get out there, and be who I am. So, so they did share their first kiss, which is really cute. Actually, their first two kisses, they apparently cannot get enough of each other. But anywho, I think it's time to head back to the house, guys, because Colton, you do have a group date in a bit, and I think Colton knows who he wants to take on his group date, the 3 people he wants to take on his group date. He also wants to talk with Queenie about what happened earlier, why she decided not to go on the date with him. Um, so, only time will tell what happens. Okay, so Colton and I are back here. Colton has decided that he's going to play some chess with Queenie and kind of like see where her head is, like why she didn't accept his offer on going on a date, because Fiona was not his first choice, honestly. It was Queenie, but she told him no, like straight out. And he's like, so what's going on? Is there something that you needed to tell me? Is there something that happened? Like, I just wanted to make sure that I didn't do anything personally to offend you or in any way. And she's like, no, it wasn't that. It was more so that I had gotten a call from a family member and found out that there was some serious stuff going on in my family, and I had to think about whether I wanted to continue this or not, because, I mean, family, and obviously, Colton, like, obviously Colton understands. So it wasn't that she didn't want to go on the date with him. It was more so like she had a lot on her mind. And so he's like, I hope that everything goes well. I hope that things are okay with you. And he said about um if there's anything I could do to help you, then just let me know. Um you know that it it's always going to get worse before it gets better. And there's definitely going to be a little bit of drama brewing here now, because Fiona's getting a little bit upset that he is flirting with Queenie, which is expected. I mean, but one thing though is Colton does need a shower before his double date tomorrow. So he's going to go ahead and jump in the shower. And then I think it's time for these guys to head to bed. And then I shall pick this up in the morning. So I'll pick this up in the morning, and we will continue with the double date, or whatever you want to call it, the group date, double date, whatever. and go from there. Because Colton already has in his head who he wants to go on the group date with. So he is just gonna give her a hug and all that, make her feel a little bit better. And then he does have to go get a shower, and then I am gonna head this to bed. So I'll pick this up in the morning. Okay, so Colton and them are up, and Colton has decided who he's taking along with him for the group date, and it is Ava is one of them. The other ones are Toby, and Kenton, which is just now getting up. But Kenton does have to get a shower, so he's going to grab a shower before they head out. So he knows who he's going to go ahead and take out to their group date. And so we're just kind of waiting on Kenton, because Kenton's finishing up getting ready and getting a shower and stuff. And then we are going to head out. I think we're going to go to a park. I think we might go to the dog park nearby, because Colton is going to reveal something to each of them. So I think we're going to pick this back up in a bit. Actually, we might pick this up now, because I do have something planned. Where did she go? I gotta find where she's at first. See, Queenie's kind of eating by herself, because she feels that there is a little bit of tension between her and Fiona, because Fiona did get mad at her, because her and Colton were kind of getting a little bit flirty. So Queenie is going to come in here. She's not starting, but I think Fiona might have a little bit of a start on Queenie, because she kind of feels like she was wronged, because they kind of blatantly flirted right in front of her, and Chris is trying to like make things a little bit easier, like less tense type of thing, but it's not really working, to be honest with you. And again, Chris is trying his best to try and, like, calm things down a little bit. But these women are just not having it. Like, it's more so Fiona, like, she's really insulted about the fact that Queenie felt like they can flirt. But it wasn't really just Queenie. It was actually Colton that flirted with her. And so Colton's coming in, though, and he's going to see this happen, which... Oh, actually, he's leaving, so he didn't see it all, but Queenie's trying to be, like, the polite one, like, listen, didn't know that he was going to flirt with me at all. I honestly didn't. Why don't we just go on with ourselves and... But she did shove her, so I think that Chris is like, listen, guys, why don't you just take some time away from each other and just calm down. But now it's time for the group date, so I'll be back and we'll pick this up in a bit. Okay, so they're here at the dog park. It's really snowy here, so I don't know if we'll even run into any dogs. But, the reason why he wanted to bring them to the dog park is because he's like, listen, my dog back home is one of my probably most wonderful things that I love in my life, and that's something that I wanted to share with you guys. So this is going to be a huge part of our lives, that and so I definitely wanted to showcase that. And there is a dog here, but I wanted to see if they can say hello to it, but it's just running back and forth, so I can't catch up with it. So his name is Blue, and I think that he's like, so I have a friend of mine's dog supposed to be coming. Hopefully it doesn't leave. There's a celebrity here as well, so... Okay, I'm not gonna make it in time. He's gonna go before I can get anywhere. Anyways, but, so he said about my dog is probably one of my most, prized possessions in my life. He is my most beautiful creatures, and I've always loved them. And so that is something that I've wanted to share with you guys. And the reason why that is because of that. And that's why I decided to bring you guys here to my dog park that I visit a lot. And kind of get to know you guys a little better and see where you guys stand on dogs. And so these guys said that we love dogs, and that's the way that we feel about it. And so he has decided now, since he kind of feels like genuinely enough that there is some time he wants to spend with Ava, and he didn't really get to know her kind of a little bit here, so he is going to offer her his rose, which means she is immune from elimination, because there will be an elimination today. And while that's happening, there is going to be a little bit of oh, she did try to kiss him though, and he said no. Oh, there's a fight broken out between Kenton and Toby, which probably is stemming from the fact that Ava got the rose. They absolutely despise each other now. So I think that Colton's like, listen, you guys just need to go back to the house. If you guys are going to act like that, then just leave. And there's also a little bit of things because I think she tried to flirt with him and he said no. Maybe it was because he knew something was brewing and she still wanted to go for it. That's what we're going to go with. But I think that she's got the rose. She's got that done. And so they're going to all head back. And it's time for the rose ceremony once they get back. I think if I realize it right, Queenie is the lowest. But let me move this to make sure. Yeah, Queenie is the lowest. Which means, sadly, Queenie is going home. But maybe that's a good thing because her family is having a little bit of stress. And that's another thing that he's kind of putting in towards this as well. Okay, so he's going to start giving out his roses. Obviously, Ava is safe from elimination because she got the rose there. So he gave his first rose to Kenton, which he also stated that don't think that doesn't mean that we're not going to talk about what happened during the group date between you and Toby. So I think, yes, he's finding Fiona, I believe. No, actually, I think he's going to go do Toby first, and then do